Once you understand this, all your problems will flow away like water through your hands. This little story can solve all the problems you have magic wand. It's so hot today, I really can't stand it. Why is there so much homework? Why is everything so difficult? In a small village, a boy named Kara was always thinking this way and couldn't help but complain constantly. For him, even ordinary little troubles felt as huge as a mountain. Because he was always grumbling, the villagers also started to become less willing to spend time with him. Who wants to be with someone who only sees problems? One evening, his father could no longer bear listening to his son's endless sighing and said to him, "Awa, come here for a moment. I want to show you something." The father and son walked to a quiet pond. The father put a handful of salt in Kara's hand and told him to throw it into the water. Awa threw the salt into the pond and then tasted the water. "The water is so salty," he said, immediately spitting it out. The father took out another handful of salt and took him to a wide, large river nearby. Kara threw the salt into the river and then tasted the river water. He was very surprised. "This water is sweet, not salty at all," he said. The father smiled and said, "Son, the troubles in life are like this salt. They will always be there, and their amount won't change. But how much they bother you depends on how big your heart is." The father continued, "If you are like this small pond, with a narrow mind, then every trouble will make your life bitter. But if you are like this great river, with a broad and open heart, you won't feel the bitterness as much." These words were deeply engraved in Kara's heart. He understood that the problem wasn't about how many troubles were in his life, but how he looked at those troubles. That night, Kara kept thinking about the story of the pond and the river. If I keep being small-minded like the pond, I will always feel miserable. But if I can become like the great river, then no matter what I encounter, I can get through it, he thought. Starting from the next morning, Kara decided to change himself. When the teacher assigned more homework, he saw it as a good opportunity to improve himself. When his mother asked him to fetch water, he thought it was a chance to become stronger. Even under the scorching sun, he told himself it was just a small test he could handle. It wasn't easy at first. His old habit of complaining still tried to pull him back. But he kept thinking about his father's words, pushing himself forward. Weeks and months passed, and Awa had completely changed. He was no longer the boy who got upset over every little thing. The villagers noticed he had become calm and steady. His friends also preferred to be with him more. His teacher praised him. His father and mother were proud of Kara. Most importantly, Awa himself felt much lighter inside. The troubles hadn't decreased at all, but he no longer got stuck in them like before. He could carry his troubles forward peacefully, just like the great river. One evening, Kara sat by the river, watching the ceaselessly flowing water. The river carried leaves, branches, and stones, moving forward endlessly. Kara smiled and spoke the thought in his heart. For every trouble in life, there is a simple solution. It's not about removing the salt, it's about making yourself become a great river. This little story tells us, difficulties in life will always exist. The solution is not to complain or run away, but to let ourselves grow, to make our hearts broader, and to face problems calmly and steadily. Because, troubles don't get smaller, but our hearts grow bigger. When our hearts grow bigger, all troubles seem very small.